Welcome to the Dave Kusiak Podcast, coming to you from the Jet TV studios on the campus of Purdue Northwest in Hammond, Indiana. Now here's your host, Dave Kusiak.
We have Rick Ryfa, who is town councilman of Griffith, and we want to talk about a couple things that's going on. We want to wrap up Rock and Rail Fest, but since Jim is on, and this is very important, and this free speech affects everything, Rick, you want to talk a little bit about free speech and like at your meetings and things like that?
That later. Do you want to?
That's all right. So tonight,
can I leave yet?
No, I want you to stick here. So
take 2 minutes.
First of all, I want to thank you. No, I want to thank you for this. Last year we were there. I think we were there last 2 years. This is the third or fourth year, correct? Of what is it called tonight? Just
Griffith Central Market, but this is, I think, the fourth year that we've had a Latin celebration night.
So we have Latin celebration tonight. It starts out at 5:30 with a mariachi band.
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock, yep. And then at when does Latin Set and Soul
7:30 Latin Set and Soul comes in.
And then we have a good friend of ours and family member, Michael Veltier, who's going to be singing the national anthem. And then we talk to some of the people at the mariachis. He gets the microphone and he sings a couple Spanish songs. That's all good.
So he actually spoke?
We always deal with him. We'll go up there and talk with him.
I spoke with him last night.
Yeah.
He said, hey, we got a guy that's going to come up there, Miguel.
Yeah, Miguel. So Miguel Valtiera. And they're there every week. And I was there last week with Small Town, and we make it as much as we can. But tonight, we're honored to celebrate my wife's birthday and 4 generations of Hispanics, of Limoses, of Maciases, of Camachos, all tonight from 20 months to 86. We're going to enjoy it. We'll be there tonight. And I want to thank you for that because it's very special to us. It really is. And last year, Jimmy was there, and I'm glad to see because there's a larger Hispanic population in the region. There's a larger Hispanic population in Griffith. Mm-hmm. And I think it's important, and you guys are good. Like, look at what you did last week with Small Town. This week is Hispanic music. I've been there for, Crosby, Stills, and Nash and other groups, Southern Cross, all these other groups, Marrakesh Express. And so it's important. Before we get to, we can put a bow on that. I just want you to tell people what happened at Rock and Rail Fest because I was there on Saturday and Sunday, and I've never seen it better. It had to have been a big weekend.
By far the largest crowds we've ever had. It's run like a professional event. So if you go to a regular concert, that's what we always try to gear that towards. Try to make it as comfortable as possible. And unfortunately, sometimes when it's so crowded, it's a little bit tough to get through the crowds.
I know that's the one thing. It can't get any bigger.
I like credit to our police department, all the security we had. We've aligned or laid out the festival so we can get around the best you can. We kept walkways through and everything. So it was very safe and a very enjoyable weekend.
Are the numbers in yet? The final numbers? You had to have made money on this one.
I'm pretty sure we did. Believe it or not, the beer sales are down from 3-4 years ago.
Do you know why?
Because most of the young kids, the 20-year-old, 30-year-olds, they're not drinking beer as much anymore.
So this is going to break the law, but Brent, do you see that bottle there?
Why would you do that?
What? It's okay.
He's an
I'm telling you what's going to end up happening. I'm telling you what's happening. So Brent in Milwaukee, he has docks here, which they do not sell because it's illegal in Indiana. In Wisconsin, it's legal. They sell a brew that has THC in it, that it has either 15 to 25, which is a lot, and they sell it for $15, and a customer will buy one of those for $15 and sit there and drink it and sit at a table for 3 hours and buy one drink.
Okay, that'll work too.
And the younger generation, and all the business owners that I know that own bars will tell you this, and we went from the craft brew at $7, $8, $9, $10 for a 16-ounce to where you can take an edible for under $1.
Okay.
And these kids are not spending $100. I was on the committee at St. Thomas More. We used to sell, this is 10 years ago, 12 years ago, we used to sell 22-ounce for $7 a draft beer. What kind of profit were we making on that? A lot. These kids are not spending that kind of money. So people are going to have to understand that when you're doing your numbers as you go forward, that not only our group, we can't drink as much for health reasons, and the group that's backfilling, they're not drinking as much because they just don't do it.
Exactly.
So you're going to see that starting to affect the festival numbers and everything else.
Over the last several years, we've looked for replacement revenue.
Yeah.
So where is it? Fees. Where are you finding it?
The sponsor fees have been great. We've set up a very nice VIP area,
sure,
which we also have tickets are available for the VIP.
How come you never hit us up? Or are we a sponsor?
Right now.
Maybe I am a sponsor. I don't even know. Like today, I'm sponsoring some golf outing. I
think we sponsor if we give you a few bucks for some radio ads. Well, actually, I want to talk to you about that.
I want to be part of it.
Barter it.
Well, I mean, I grew up. I owned a house on Lafayette right next to St. Mary's for a long time, and none of this was there then. None of the movement. Central Park, where you have all these.
Rick wasn't elected. When did you get elected, Rick?
It was 2000. I started in 2005. 2007 was our election that the town flipped over from one party.
So when did you left?
So that spot where you do that was where I held Little League practice for Holzbach's team, and I was a coach, and then we had Babe Ruth. I mean, I must have done 100 practices there, and it was a great open field. And then the playground equipment kind of sucked, and my kids were young, and it was a little bit dangerous. So nobody ever went there, but it was great. I would bring my kids over there, walk across the street, and go there. And then you'd go downtown, and then they'd have the little ice cream shop, or you go to Baz's or something like that. And it was really not very many people there. My uncle was Charles Van Gorp, and he had Hair Fashions by Charles. So I know the area very well.
You'd go to Bridges because you knew, you'd go have a drink at Bridges.
I would go, my wife would go, hey, can you get some milk? And I'd go over to Bridges for an hour and 15 minutes, and then every once in a while some dude would be leaving at the bar to go to Strackenbed till I'd be, hey, man, pick me up some milk. So I get to sit at the bar for 2 hours to go get milk. I mean, it was a lot different than it is now. So now you have how many thousands of people come down for Rock and Rail?
I'd say we're figuring anywhere from 5,000 to 7,000 a day minimum. With the turnover, it's really hard to tell because people come and go a lot, but it's just incredible.
So let me give you a compliment. Last Friday, I go and I meet my buddy. Right in front of us was guys I grew up in Munster with. A lot of your sister's friends. Okay, and they were a year or two younger than me. One guy comes in and out of town, and he comes. I go up to him, say hello, get reacquainted with everyone. Guy looks at me, goes, "This is great." He goes, "Because growing up in Munster, no disrespect, it was the same thing for you in Griffith to Munster. There was no reason for us to go to Griffith. There was nothing in Griffith that we couldn't get in Munster. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't like a restaurant that you had to go to or this or that. It's become a destination point." And I looked at him, and it was still light out. And I go, softball or baseball game, volleyball game in the sand, kids playing at the swings, food trucks, music. Do you see anyone causing any trouble? Everyone's having a great day. He goes, "Dave, this is Griffith." So you have changed the mantra of what people think of Griffith. And I told this story before. This is about 12 years ago, 10 years ago. I'm doing an estimate on the corner where the dinosaur place is. We're up on the roof, and I don't tell people I know anything. I said, "Hey, what's going on? What do you think?" He goes, "Ever since the Republicans took over for the Democrats, look at what's happened." And the downtown was sleepy. It was old. And your group came in and reinvigorated it.
The good thing, it made it easy because probably half of the downtown was vacant. And it has nothing to do with Democrat or
I know, it had to do with vision.
Yep.
You just happened to be, it was long-term Democrat. Your vision and your team was this. And now, I mean, it was the best 2 days of music. What those guys did, and you brought in, I know some people don't like Simon and Garfunkel, but those dudes were professional musicians.
They were probably the best musicians. However, they probably had the worst set. They were
true musicians.
I had talked to him earlier in the year about doing a Paul Simon tribute. So apparently he has all African rock, all this other all the songs everybody knows. So he was going to do that because my concern was we didn't want to have stuff that people didn't understand or weren't familiar with. I think he decided over the course of time he was going to duplicate the 1991 concert that Paul Simon put on, which started off with 40 minutes of most of the songs were deep into Paul Simon that nobody really knew.
Yeah.
And that didn't work out well. The last half was great, but unfortunately it was already 11:30 at night, and a lot of people had left.
I enjoyed because I'm a Paul Simon fan. But so I think I did.
So wait a second. So your role, hold on, Goose, I don't mean to cut you off, but so your role is not just, what is your role? I mean, obviously you're a concert promoter now, and you have to pick the talent even, and you're you're going deep enough to get into a guy's set list?
Oh, absolutely.
It matters.
I mean, what is your
Not
role
just myself.
and how come Huddleston doesn't ask you to come over and show? Anyways, go ahead.
I'm very involved in the whole event. So we've got some great people working for us, for those in charge of the bars, for vendors, everything else, the music. The main thing, we have a core group of people that selects the music. I'm pretty much a point of contact with most of the musicians or talent buyers and et cetera. We have gotten into over the last several years a really good niche into some of the Nashville talent. Quite a few actually, and that's right after I think the Tuesday after Labor Day, I got 2 calls from different people in Nashville asking how they need to get into rock and roll.
That means you're a decent check too.
I have seen Echoes. Seen Echoes. Nope. The set that Echoes put on, Rick, was unbelievable. Tom Vienna and the other guitar player were phenomenal. They were unbelievable. I'm telling you, I've seen them 20 times.
Yep.
That set, and even my wife is not a Floyd fan.
Okay.
She looked at me and she said, "Oh my gosh, did those guys get it?"
Yep.
And they rock and roll.
And when you get to a venue where it's jam packed, people love it. The musicians, they
feed off of it.
So that's
see, you know what? I'm glad you made me stay. He's like, hey, I'm the guy in Griffith, and we do a lot of stuff together. You need to sit down the couch like at Johnny Carson. I was the guest, and he goes, remember on Johnny Carson where the other guests had to stay? And you're right. This is kind of cool. Maybe I should do that with other people. Hey, if you want to be my guest,
we take a call? There's people calling. This is Rick Ryfa.
Hold on a second. Can I leave now?
Well, you
got to ask the host.
You only have
I'm asking you. You're the one who made
You only
me
have
stay.
till 8:30, and then
all right, you got a few more minutes.
Let's take a few more minutes. Stay till 8:30. Let's go to the phone lines. We have Rick Ryfa talking about Griffith, and tonight it's important. We wanted to get this out. We truly appreciate. I'm speaking on my own. I am truly happy that there is a Mexican Heritage Night tonight. There's going to be a lot of people out there. Come on out. It's going to be 80 degrees. By then, it'll probably be in the high 70s, and it's just a beautiful time. And you're going to enjoy mariachi music, good food, good people, and Latin satin soul. And for those people from the Bishop Knoll area, Bright Star is the lead singer. A lot of people know her and knew her brother, White Thunder. And the family's very well known, and she is a phenomenal singer. And she'll put on a great show tonight, as she always does.
And on tap, we'll have Australia beer tonight.
And
very important that you cannot bring in any alcohol in or coolers.
Yeah, do not bring your own chairs. Do not bring your own alcohol. It's moderately priced.
It's against the law. Well, that's first.
It's against the law, but it's moderately priced if you want to purchase your own.
You're not allowed to bring booze in there?
So the Indiana excise doesn't like that. They can take away our license.
You know what? I mean, I've been to the Central Market probably 4 times this year, and it's amazing because I bring the granddaughter. She loves playing.
Oh, you're the one who leaves all those little airplane bottles on.
Yeah. I wouldn't say airplane bottles, but I've brought stuff before. Okay. Gosh, we've already gone through 2 illegal things.
Is there an issue?
We got Brent's little can of stuff out there, and then I have to bring my own beer because I have to have gluten-free beer.
Okay.
So I can have maybe 1 Bud Light or whatever, but I've brought them, I think, every time I've come. So I won't do it.
Wait a second.
That's a non-alcohol
wait a second. Wait a second.
Okay.
1. Did you hear that? 1.
No, he's bringing that.
I know. Yeah,
you can do that. That's not alcohol.
Let's go to the phone lines. 219-845-1100.
Phone lines filled up pretty quickly, so I'm going to restrict everyone 1 question and you're out of here. All right?
Look at him go.
Good morning.
He's going up in front of us, Rick.
Very good.
You guys, hey, Rick, have you guys considered doing more national acts? I mean, no disrespect to the Echoes of Pompeii, but the guys that are not as musically savvy as guys like Kusiak that'll listen to any garbage. I'm not calling Pompeii garbage, but those guys, they've played a million times around here. Why not get some more big-name national acts?
Good question. Thank you.
We did that. National acts as an original music or national acts as a tribute national act. We had a very large proportion of our acts this year were from out of town. Like I mentioned, Nashville area, Michigan, all over the place. Echoes was one of the first tribute bands that we put on that helped turn the event from a local band event to a tribute event. and they still pack the place every single time. They put on a phenomenal show. So
we need the Seeger guys back too.
Yes, we will.
I'm a Bob Seeger fan.
So but the whole goal, like this year, I think it had to be close to 70% turnover music from the previous year.
Do you know who was great too? Was Flea? What's it? Red Hot Chili Peppers. Those guys.
That was good.
Those guys got it going too, man.
But no, we understand that too. That we want to change it up. But there's a couple bands, especially Echoes of Pompeii. They helped make this festival what it was, and they're phenomenal guys to work with. Tiffany's from Griffith. Of course, we're gonna keep going until they stop drawing. We're gonna keep going. But yes, we do open it up to other national acts. We had the closer after Echoes of Pompeii, Selena. I can't remember. She's from L.A.
I heard they knocked it out of the park. I was too late for me. I went home. 219. Go ahead. I'm sorry. 219. Let's get through them because we only got to 8:30.
Okay.
Good morning. You're live in the air.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. Thanks for taking my call. I don't have a question, but I just have a comment. Clues your spot and known Echoes of Pompeii and the gentleman you mentioned earlier. It's just Tom Vienna. He's been phenomenal since he's been in high school. Just a natural.
All right. Thank you very much for that. 219-845-1100. You got a question for Rick?
Yeah, hey, I was calling Dave, you're always talking about crime rates at these festivals and stuff. I want to know, Rick, if there was any police reports, any crime besides the pervert fondling women.
Allegedly.
No, I'm not aware of anything. I believe there may have been a little altercation late Sunday night outside of Town Hall, but nothing that got broke up.
That is amazing. So I say this all the time. My cousins are in town from Florida. We're taking them tonight. I explained what went on. Last week, I was explaining to my friends from Munster that I grew up with. I said, look at the police officers. They're like this, just being a part of the game. Everything's good. I support Western Days all the time. Never any problems. I almost don't want to ask you this, but how do you do it where there's so many different people, so many different backgrounds?
A lot of stuff that people don't see a lot of stuff what's going on.
Mance was here one time and addressed some of the theory, but go ahead.
And it's huge. I mean, the security level behind the scenes is fantastic. The whole place is cameraed, and we've got a command truck.
So you get on it right away if something happens.
Yeah, they can see it. And then we saw the snipers. We have them for the last 4 or 5 years on top of the roofs, so that.
But I mean, you feel
that's a natural deterrent for somebody causing something.
Sometimes I've been at festivals and I'm like, we need to go.
What we don't have the amusement rides that track the
midway is what they call that.
The 15, 16-year-old kids that cause the problems at the St. Mary's, not St. Mary's. I'm sorry, St. Thomas More.
That's what ended up getting us.
Hey, when you go somewhere and you like that, do you look up on the top of the buildings when you're going somewhere? Do you look and see if they have snipers?
Not intentionally.
As soon as if I take my grandkids, I'm going, do they have snipers? Okay, I feel a little bit better.
When I went
doesn't that sound weird as a grandfather to have to look to see? And it's pretty easy. All you got to do is look up for a little while. Sometimes they're a little bit back off the edge because they don't want you to see them all the time. But they're there
because of what's going on with the national shooting and everything. I do this. Do you look at what the exit plan would be if something happened?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I'm constantly. Yeah. We will sit tonight. Not that anything will happen. Based on if it did, what would be the quickest and best way to get out of there? And unfortunately, that's the nature of the beast. Do we have anyone else, Joe? 219-845-1100. Let's go right to it. We have Rick Ryfa here. Thank you very much for your time. We wanted to highlight what's going on tonight. Also, kind of put a bow on Rock and Rail Fest. Good morning. You're live in the air.
Hey, Rick, if you got so much security, how'd your golf cart get stolen?
It wasn't my golf cart. It was a town golf cart. Unfortunately, there's some workers drove it at the end of the night. They left it plugged into the in back of the police department, and somebody decided at 6:10 in the morning that he was going to drive it to his house.
And you know who it is, right?
Yes, he's talked, and I believe there may be a new golf cart at the police department already. If not, it'll be there this morning as part of the restitution.
So you're still not going to do away with knuckleheads. We got a lot of knuckleheads.
No, the thing is, like I said, the place is cameraed all over the place. the guy, they had him on camera through the whole night he was there in early mornings, and they saw him drive off, and it wasn't very hard for our officers to find him.
So
hey, is there people waiting still? Hey, talk about golf carts. How come you guys allow golf carts now?
We had been approached 3 or 4 years ago whenever we passed the ordinance. So we'd give it a try. We allowed them. And there's been zero issues. And you know what? It's better now that we'd allowed them, because prior to that, we were having issues with people driving down Broad Street, other areas.
So now you have an ordinance and there's rules and regulations. You can't drive on Broad
Street. You can't drive on 40th. Any main road you can't drive on.
You got to have, I may go to this. I didn't know it was Mexican night there. I got to go to the high school games. But by the way, River Forest is at Griffith, and we'll have that game. But you see it at the Central Park concerts, and people drive in, and there's a whole bunch of
you'll see 25, 30 golf carts.
You'll see the golf carts. Mostly, it's like
you'll see it in front of bridges too.
And
you'll see it in front of bridges.
Remember Jameson, and it's the biggest sandbox in the region. Is the volleyball place, and kids are all playing in it and everything. And then there's all these golf carts kind of half mooned around it, and they all have lights, and they all seem to be
they're registered. They get inspected before they go out there.
And I'm like,
telling you, it's safer now with the ordinance than without it.
Yeah, and I'm like, why?
And Hammond said no. So Hammond, it didn't even get to committee. And I understand why the people in Hammond that are spending $500,000 to $700,000 on homes across from Wolf Lake want to be able to take a golf cart and go across to Wolf Lake, or possibly just within their own little subdivision. I understand it. I see it all the time. And all you got to do is drive up and down the streets. People have golf carts for sale in their driveways because they've used them, or they're no longer using them, or they're upgrading. We have to address it. It's no different than the moped world, Jimmy, when we were younger.
And
when that first came out,
needs to be addressed on a state level when you talk about not mopeds, but these electric ones, bicycles. That is a real problem.
Well, what do you want to happen?
That we're trying to pass an ordinance now to at least regulate the e-bikes. These things go 30, 40 miles an hour.
Did you see the kid that got killed in Naperville? He ran into a car.
It wasn't Naperville. It was whatever. It was another
town. But he ran into a truck, and it was going 30 miles per hour, and he's no longer with us.
So they're driving it without a license, 30, 40 miles an hour, no regulation whatsoever.
Down your bike paths, too.
They go down, that we can regulate. We're going to regulate the bike paths because we can, but the state of Indiana is going to have to do something with the roads, because right now they treat it exactly the same as a pedal bicycle, and I can't imagine they wouldn't address it this session coming up. But
it was the same thing that when mopeds came in.
You never know.
When mopeds came in, and I remember I was under 15 and got a ticket. They started pulling. There was age restrictions. You had to make sure you get them registered. That was all the way back in the day when it was like Gorelli and Chappie and all that stuff. Huffy, all that stuff's all done. Those things are sleeker and go quicker.
Yes.
And more dangerous. Last words, because we got Calumet College coming in.
Can I give a quick promotion? I've got 7 places to go tonight. Hopefully I'll wind up there. But the South Shore Poster Series is unveiling one tonight. No?
Don't say who it is.
Why?
Because it's a surprise.
I know the guy. It's a surprise?
The wife doesn't know.
Done. Thank you. Well, why would they send me this? It doesn't say.
I'm telling you
embargo.
this. I know this for.
It's at 7 o'clock tonight.
I understand.
Don't say the
I was
name.
supposed to be there, but I'm going to be there because of the party.
It's at the South Shore.
We're going to have Jordan go run over there. I'm going to have them on afterwards.
I gave it away when I said I know the guy.
You know a lot of people.
All right. So, anyways, they're unveiling the poster there. There's games all over the region. One is in Griffith, down the street. It'll be River Forest at Griffith. Phil Mason's team is operating at the highest level right now in terms of high school football. You could go watch the first half and then go over to the Griffith Central Park, which is probably what I will do. And that's all. What you had a plug for Central Market, right?
Go ahead, Rick.
What time does it start?
Starts at 5 o'clock today. The mariachi band plays from 5 to 7.
Oh, go to the mariachis, then go to the football game.
You can do both. And then there are some of us, one of us is peeling off to go take care of what you talked about to represent the family. I'm offering to that family to come on and talk about it afterwards. I'll tell you, it's a surprise to the mother.
Stephanie Smith, don't
it's a surprise to the mother.
Don't ever
It's a surprise
send
to the mother.
anything to me without saying
Hello, Lucy. It's a surprise to the mother.
Thank you for making me sit here.
No, that's good.
I love this
So
role.
that's what I came in last time. I said, this is like the Johnny Carson show.
I
so.
was the previous guest, so I got to move over and do nothing. But
So Jim, he's got to stay if I'm going to be.
Thank you for tuning in to the Dave Kusiak Podcast, coming to you from the Jed TV studios on the campus of Purdue Northwest in Hammond, Indiana. Thank you for listening.